Hello, everybody. Welcome to COMUNICA, a place where we talk about communications, leadership, and culture. And today, our guest is Caleb Wesco. He's a motivational speaker, mindset expert. Let me show you a little bit about him.
Those moments that you guys feel like you're going through a valley. You guys have read the Bible verse, yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow. I said words are so important because it didn't say, yea, though I walk in my valley. It said, yea, though I walk through my valley. Why? Words, again, words changed my life. Language arts changed my life. Words are so important because it said, if I walk into my valley, there's a promise that you're going in, but there's no promise that you're coming out. But if it said I'm walking through my valley, there's a moment where you enter. There's a moment where you got to stay, but also there's a moment that you got to.
Well, who is this person? I want to meet him. Fantastic presentation, fantastic conference. You move the audience, and that's what we want wherever we go to see a speaker, a motivational speaker. First, tell me a little bit about your journey.
Well, the journey, first of all, I am a 90s baby. So shout out to the 90s babies out there. So I am a 90s baby. And it's interesting because coming up in school, I was not very good at talking. I was talkative, but when it came to actually talking, I stumbled over my words a lot. Said a lot of ums and stuttered a little bit and stuff. But what ended up happening was fast forward. I worked for a company called, I'm not going to tell you. So I worked for this certain company and I got fired from the job. When I got fired from the job, I went 3 months without being employed, which was the worst ever. Finally, I landed a job. And when I landed that job, I said, I am going to do my best to, one, not get fired again. But then the second thing is that show my true value that they don't have a reason to fire me again. So from that day on, I pursued excellence. I understand that perfection is a moving target that you can never hit. However, if you strive to be excellent every single day, no matter what you're doing, good things will happen. And when I went to that certain company, it was a wireless company, good thing after good thing after good thing after good thing started happening. And it really showed me that, one, I have the ability to encourage myself in down times. But the second thing was this. I had the talent and the God-given gift to be able to encourage others. And I found that out while I was working at this wireless company. And then the pandemic hit. The pandemic, it put everyone in a very interesting situation because for my job, I traveled for work. However, during the pandemic, what couldn't you do? Travel for work.
Wow.
So I got an unexpected email that said, unfortunately, your position no longer exists.
Oh my God.
So they said we either can put you in a management position or we can give you a severance package. Now, that severance package was a blessing in disguise because I always wanted to try to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to try to branch off. So the company was able to give me seed money to become an entrepreneur. The first year went terrible, but after a while, I started figuring it out. I was resilient. And then now I'm getting phone calls from all over to be able to speak. And that's the fast forward, the short version. That's how we get here today.
Wow, that's fantastic. There's a couple things that I capture from this your elevator pitch, that little introduction of who you are. You saw a situation that could have maybe been like, discouraging as an opportunity. Okay, what it is that I have right here in front of me and how I'm going to make it work. And that's one of the things that we don't realize. Failure or a mistake or maybe something that looks bad, it could be an opportunity for you to grow. How do you come in conclusion with that you said, okay, let me figure it out? You just learn it in the moment, or is something that you encounter through your life?
I believe that courage and bravery comes first by trial and error. You're not just born brave. You have to become brave. You're not just born resilient. You have to become resilient. And the only way to become resilient is going through some tough times. Now, we don't want to go through those tough times. However, there's a saying that said this. It says, the dark days came to make you strong. Or maybe, just maybe, you were already strong, but the dark days made you prove it.
Oh, wow. Yes, exactly.
So in your dark days, you can look at it as one or two ways. You can either look at it as, woe is me, life is happening to me, or you can say, no, life isn't happening to me. Life is happening for me. These
Mm-hmm.
dark days aren't happening to me, but these dark days are happening for me to be able to grow into newer levels, to be able to grow into the best version of myself. I'll say a seed, for example. A seed has to go through some dark and dirty days before it sprouts into that flower. What's the first thing that the seed has to hit? Dirt. It has to hit
Mm-hmm.
ground level. It has to be covered. It has to be patted down and stuff. So when we have life says, I'm going to bury you. No, life isn't
Mm-hmm.
burying you. Life is just planting you. So you can start growing into
Mm-hmm.
the individual that you want to be. So
Wow.
resilience, kind of answer the question. I believe that resilience isn't anything that you just have. Resilience is something that you're taught through the struggle.
Exactly. Very well said. I love the way that you put it because sometimes we see it as like we have to learn it or figure it out. No, you have to go through it. Don't run away or try to just become the victim of the situation because that's when you lose the momentum, you lose the opportunity to grow. And
Right.
one of the things that I talk to also my clients, I'm also consultant for, public speaking. And one of the things I know that's why I was so excited to see you because it's like we're mirrored. You're a
Yes.
mirror of me. I'm a mirror of you. It's like, wow, I felt your energy on stage and I was on stage with you. I was like clapping and I was like, wow. My brother from another mother, they call me.
Yes. Yes. Or mi gente, mi
Mi
gente.
gente. Yes. He looks Dominican. Maybe he were Latinos. Yeah, something like that. I had that moment with you. Like I identify. That's one of the things what that we see when we connect with the speakers, that we identify with their journey. And one of the things that I talk to my clients is about the narrative, the self narrative, the self dialogue is so important. Sometimes we think we are in autopilot, and no, you can actually, talk to the voice in your head. Hey,
Mhm.
thank you for the information that you're giving me, but you need to figure it out. Thank you for the information because sometimes it's like a defensive mechanism. Oh, victim, poor Kayla, poor Daisy, come
Mhm.
here, let me hug you. No, no, wait a minute. Thank you for the information. I don't need that right now. I need you to encourage me, to take me to the next level. So it's a conversation that we have with ourselves. Sometimes we're looking outside for the answer. You help me, you do this. No, it has to start with you. And then, of course, if you have resources outside, that narrative, what is that you said to yourself in that moment or any moment that you have a situation?
So in my moments, because even as a motivational speaker, and I'll tell each and every one of you that are either watching this now or on the replay, um, you could be the strongest person in the world, but you're still going to have those moments where you feel like the weakest person in the world. You're going to feel like you hit your rock bottom. You're going to feel like that nothing is going right for me. So when you get to those moments, what you first have to tell yourself is that what message are you speaking to your inner audience? Now, your inner audience consists of me, myself, and I. Everybody has those conversations in your head. One side of you is telling, yeah, do this. Another side is saying, give up. And the other one is saying, keep pushing. Your inner audience is very loud. And also the other thing is that your inner audience sometimes controls your body language, sometimes controls your smile, and sometimes controls your frown. But the biggest thing is this, is that there's another quote. I love quotes. It says, if there's no enemy within, then the enemy outside can do me no harm. If there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do me no harm.
Wow.
Well, the first thing is that if you really want to get through resilient moments, if you really want to press on and really build mental strength, the first thing is that how do you speak to yourself? How do you speak to yourself when things are going good? How do you speak to yourself when things are going bad? How do you speak to yourself when life is favorable? And how do you speak to yourself when things aren't so favorable? Let me give you this right quick. I said this in my speech that a lot of us get concerned when life goes up and down, up and down, up and down. However, I want you to understand that that's a good thing. When life goes up and down, it kind of reminds me of the heart rate monitor that's in the hospital. Now, when you go look at that heart rate monitor, when it's going beep, beep, and that line is going up and down, that's actually a good sign because it shows that you're still alive. Now, if it's going flatline, if it's going beep, then you may need some help. But if it's going up and down, it's okay. It shows you're still alive.
Exactly.
When you're going through your down times, it's okay. It shows that you're just living. When you're going through your up times, it's okay. It shows that you're just living. Your capital moments are there to establish your confidence, but your lowercase moments are there to build your character. If you realize that when you build something, you don't build something from the sky down, you'll only build it from the ground up. So how do I form that resilience within myself? First of all, I have to give grace to myself and talking to my inner audience that when life is going up and down, it's okay. I'm just living. I'm just living. I also have to understand that when I get to my capital moments, that's there to show that I have confidence. Man, I can do this. But then when I get to my lower cases, my lower spaces, the lower places in life, that's where I build my character. And those lower cases, we say that those are the dark times. But just like I said before, I'm going to say this again. So just in case you guys want to write it down or keep it in your notes, dark days came to make you strong. Or maybe, just maybe, you are already strong, but the dark days made you prove it.
Exactly. It's like a discovery of what you're capable of, and you don't supposed to be afraid. You just have to be like, okay, what am I learning today? One of the things that I remember a couple months ago, I had a client, a fantastic, brilliant woman, and she was always waiting for the moment to create that, to do this, to do that, and no, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Scared of what could, failure, making a mistakes. You're not ready. You're telling yourself something, protecting you from something that is not, doesn't exist.
Right.
You're trying to protect yourself of nothing. Because there's nothing, because you haven't created anything. I want you to be comfortable with failure. Fail as much as you can, because every time you fail, that means that there's an opportunity to learn something and to keep on growing. But you have, and one of the things that helped me, I don't know how you feel about that, but when I need to make things happen, I have to be obsessed about it. Like an obsession about making things coming to that result, that destination. But for that, you have to have the resilience, because it is okay to fail. It is okay to make a mistake. Right now, right here, we just went live and we were so, okay, yeah, it's not working. The internet, keep moving forward. Let's do it organic. It is okay. We're not in 1990s where everything had to be perfect on TV. I come from TV and everybody had to say the words, everything with teleprompter. And that's the opportunity we have, which is beautiful, to be humans, to being okay with failure is very close to being resilient. Think about that.
You know what? It's interesting because down in the comments on Instagram, by the way, if you guys are watching this either live or on the replay, make sure you guys go follow Daisy, and also come follow me as well, because we are definitely out here just to encourage people. Down in the comments, I see somebody say it looks like MUJER 4x4 says I'm scared. And a lot of times when we get to moments in life where we just feel like how do I move forward? How do I get past my fear, get past my worry? Really what it comes down to is imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome. Now we're gonna do a quick exercise. So I'm actually going to give you guys a little sneak peek into a presentation that I'm actually getting ready to give, but you guys get it first. So if you have a pen and piece of paper, write down the word imposter. So okay. So write down imposter.
It's the same in Spanish, by the way. Impostor.
Okay. So you have to roll the R.
Impostor. Okay, perfect.
So when you have it written down, it's IMPOSTR. Right? IMPOSTER, right?
Yes.
All right. So with that being said, usually imposter syndrome is that when you are walking into a certain situation or walking into a certain room or walking into a certain place and you feel like you don't belong. Sometimes we feel that we don't belong in in rooms of success. We don't feel like we belong in rooms of, growth or strategy or whatever those things. Sometimes we feel that we don't belong, and we suffer from this thing called imposter syndrome. However, I want you to realize this, that if you look at the word imposter, if you separate it, what two words do you get?
I'm poster. I am poster.
right?
Yes. Okay.
So now I'm poster doesn't make any sense. However, if I put I'm the poster, that maybe make a little sense. Now you gotta stay with me a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about a poster. A poster has no power of its own. If you go to Walmart, Target, wherever, and they have posters there, a poster can't do anything until somebody grabs it, buys it, and places it in a room. I'm going to say it again.
Okay.
Until somebody grabs it, buys it, and places it in the room. And when a poster is placed in the room, a poster isn't intruding in the room. It's been placed in the room. When you understand that, now let's bring it back. You have to tell yourself, I'm the poster. I'm the one that my family's going to look at to change generational wealth. I'm the one that has to unlock the best version of me in order to take over this room or take over this space. I'm not looking for anybody else to save me. I'm the poster. I'm saving myself. And the thing about posters is, imposters don't intrude in rooms. Imposters are always placed in rooms. You have been placed in this time, in this space, to be able to unlock the best version of yourself. You belong in the room. If you didn't belong in the room, you wouldn't be in this thing called life. But if you're still here, that means you still have an opportunity to change your life. You still have an opportunity to change your bank account. You still have an opportunity to change your business. You still have an opportunity to impact those people around you. Why? Because believe it or not, people are looking at you for inspiration. Yes. They're looking at you for victory. They're looking at you for intelligence. Why? Because you're the poster. You belong in the room.
I love it. You belong in the room. Get excited when you feel the imposter syndrome. Get excited because that means you are in the place where you're going to grow. Okay, I have a message for you. Mi hijo que no habla inglés tuvo oportunidad de conocer a Caleb in the Middle Woodlands y ese encuentro significó mucho para él por el esfuerzo que hizo este caballero en hablarle en español. She said that you met her son in the school, Middle Woodlands.
I know, I remember it.
And when you were talking to him, he blossomed after that. He was like so happy to just, you were trying to talk to him in Spanish. Yes.
So let me tell that story. I remember exactly who that is. So I went to Woodlands Middle School.
Middle school?
And when I went to Woodlands Middle School, I was teaching on affirmations. I remember this student like clear as day. I actually tell this story a lot. And I was teaching on affirmations. And as I was talking to everyone, this one student, he had his head down. And man, everybody was going. And I walked up to him. I said, hey. He didn't look at me. I said, hey. He didn't look at me. Finally, his friends kind of waved to me. They said, he doesn't speak English. He speaks Spanish. English. Oh, so I said to him, I said, hola. I said, ¿cómo estás? He was like, and then he said his name. I forget his name, but he said his name. I said, me amo Caleb Wesco. I said, ¿cómo te llamas? He's like, bien, bien. I was like, okay. I said,
wow.
Can we work on our affirmations? He said, yes. I said, so repeat after me. Soy un genio. And he says, oh, soy un genio. I said, yo soy inteligente. He went crazy. He was like, he went crazy, and all his students went crazy. So I brought him out on the basketball court, and we said in front of everybody, we did our affirmations in Spanish. So we said, soy un genio, yo soy inteligente. And then when he went off, I said, todo mundo está bien? He's like, sí, sí. So I've been working on my Spanish, but I remember that student at Woodlands Elementary School. Middle school. If I'm not mistaken, he was either in 6th or 7th grade, but I remember that student.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Caleb. I really enjoyed that conference where you were one of the speakers, and we just fell in love with your message, the way that you just so authentic and you're so transparent, and we can feel your heart to move people. You just like there, like, hey, let me show you the way. Let me show you that it is possible. You just have to wake up and just be calm right there where you are. You don't have to wait. And I loved it. And, I know everybody start clapping and everybody stand up. So thank you for your service for the community. Thank you. Keep doing it. Keep moving forward. Keep doing stuff, keep knocking doors and going for your dream. And I'm also here for you. I'm here.
Gonna say, let's see how we can partner up. ¿Cómo se dice partner?
Como compañeros.
What is it?
Compañeros.
O
socios.
A socio, por favor. Let's see how we can do something
Let's
together.
do it. Let's do
Sí.
something. Let's do some. I would love to. And I have a book coming up, and it's gonna be in Spanish, but you can practice your Spanish, and I'm
Send
gonna
it
do
to
the
me. I want to
translate.
buy a copy. Send it to me. I
But
would love to buy a copy.
and I'm going to translate it maybe next year. And it's
Mhm.
called "Who Do You Think You Are?" The most important
Ooh.
question that you should ask yourself, because I believe so much in like that self narrative and that conversation that we have every day. You need to know who you are, and you belong to the Most High God. You
Yes.
are chosen. You are anointed. You are a creation. You're a masterpiece. And when we forget that, that's when we make mistakes, really, that, it could cost us.
Yes.
That's when we lose track. That's when we just get disconnected because we forget who we are. And when I saw you, I felt like he is part of my family.
Yes.
He is. I loved it. And let's tell everybody where we can get in touch with you.
Well, guys, my name is Caleb Wesco, motivational speaker to keep you going every single day. And my motto is let's get motivated. You can follow me on any social media platform that's at Caleb Wesco. So that's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. What am I missing? LinkedIn, everywhere
Yes.
across the platforms at Caleb Wesco. And if you have any questions or anything, I am one DM away. I'm not a very hard person to get in contact with. Send me a DM, and hopefully we get to speak very, very soon. So
Yes.
let's
Thank
get
you so
motivated.
much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And we're going to try to just disconnect from Instagram and then disconnect from the other area right here. We did it.
Awesome.
Okay,
Now that
let's
was
see.
great.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. That was organic completely.
Yes. See.
So we're going to finish over here on Facebook and LinkedIn. We were trying to do 3 platforms at the same time, and it
Mm-hmm.
worked. That's the idea, that we get the message everywhere, that it is
Mm-hmm.
so important to just go back to ourselves, to that identity, that authenticity. And that's why I was so happy to meet Caleb at the Summer Institute, where he was one of the speakers. And now for LinkedIn, for Facebook and YouTube, let's send a message. Caleb.
Well, for everyone that's on LinkedIn and Facebook, I would say this. Don't be afraid to try something new.
Mm-hmm.
Today, what new thing can you do, or what one thing have you been putting off can you do today? I like to say one immediate action means more than 1,000 good intentions. We have a lot of things that we intend to do. We intend to change our diet. We intend to start that idea. We intend to go to the next level. Whatever your intention is, or whatever that new challenging thing is in front of you, always remember this: one immediate action means more than 1,000 good intentions. So my question is to you, and my call to action: what one thing new or what one action will you take today? Guys, this is Caleb Wesco, motivational speaker to keep you going every single day. Let's get motivated. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later.
Awesome. See you next time.